Hello and welcome to my first YouTube video. All right, so I'm just gonna dive in. I don't really have a plan for what I'm even gonna talk about in this video, what I'm gonna say. I'm just kind of going to rant and see where it goes. I ask God for the words that He wants me to speak for whoever needs to hear it. So hopefully this is exactly what you need to hear. And if not, hopefully you just enjoy what I have to say and ponder it and it inspires you in some way. So I'm just gonna dive right in, okay? Woo. All right, here we go. If you don't know me, I used to compete. I used to do bikini bodybuilding competitions, and I actually would make YouTube videos surrounding documenting my prep and all of these things, right? So I decided I wanted to restart YouTube recently to talk about dancing. Again, if you don't know me, I am a dancer. I've been dancing for about 7 years now. If you can't tell, I kept this in the background just to kind of show me and my story. So yes, I dance at a strip club, and I have been doing this, like I said, for about 7 years on and off. So that is the new direction I wanted to take my YouTube channel in, just talking about what goes on in the club, the things people don't really know about dancing, just kind of inform you of the behind the scenes stuff. And I had a whole video filmed. I had it actually all put together. It was a day in the life. It was gonna be a day in the life of a stripper, because a lot of girls post those type of videos. I didn't feel right posting it because I don't really care for you to know about the day in the life of a stripper. What is that gonna do for you other than just kind of show you what I do in my life, which, to be honest, it doesn't matter. It's boring, it's whatever. Who cares what I do on a daily basis, honestly? So the more I sat here and thought about what is the message that I truly want to get across from this channel, the more I've come to realize that yes, it is important to talk about dancing and my experience in the strip club, but I want to talk about it in a way of not just providing you information or giving you the juicy stuff, because that's not really going to do anything for you other than just, it might be entertaining, but I'm not here to entertain. I'm here to give you wisdom and knowledge and inspiration, and ultimately just spread my personal experiences and message in hopes of inspiring you in whatever way that looks like in your life. So I do not know exactly how God is going to use me with this channel or whatever this evolves into, but I do know that my story and my journey is important, and someone out there needs to hear what I have to say. And I've been putting this off for a while because I felt like I wasn't ready, but the truth is we're never gonna feel ready. And what ultimately pushed me over the edge to do this finally was yesterday. I received a message on Instagram from a girl, and she told me that she's a new believer, and she recently got out of a very toxic, terrible relationship, and she used to be a dancer. And she said, these words really stuck with me. She said, "Thank you so much for being open and honest with what you do and who you are. It's so inspirational, and I look up to you." And I was like, all right, it's time, let's go. Because I don't know about you, but I know I get in my head all the time about who cares what I have to say, I feel like no one's even listening, is my story really that important? Am I just in my head thinking that I have this great purpose, but it's really not? Just those type of things, right? And I know that's just the devil trying to get in my way of sharing. Again, not really sure what exactly I'm doing, but I know that I will never make an impact if I keep my mouth shut. So I guess I just want to start by giving you a little bit of my testimony, and I'll probably end up making another like longer video just going into like my whole testimony if you guys want like more details and stuff like that. But I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just gonna kind of shorten the version. So pretty much I grew up in a very Christian home. I accepted Jesus when I was like 2 years old, got baptized when I was like 7 or 8 or something like that. Went to church literally every Sunday, memorized all the Bible verses, like knew all the Bible stories, all this stuff, right? So that was my upbringing. But as I got into middle school, high school, and kind of started being more influenced by my peers and the world, I kind of started to veer off track away from religion, away from God. Like I was just like, this is boring, like there's too many rules, this is stupid. And I kind of just forgot about it, right? Like I still believed in God. I always have believed in God. I've always, known that He is real. I've always believed in these stories, but I didn't want to necessarily follow Him. And this is a huge distinction I want to make, is that just because you believe in God doesn't mean that, you follow Him or you have a relationship with Him, okay? So when I became an adult and I went off to college and I was on my own finally with no rules, like no one telling me what to do, I started to have a lot more experiences, and I was the one that was making all of my own decisions. So what came with that was obviously a lot of responsibility and a lot of just learning and growth and, just learning about myself, about the world, and just being able to experience that freedom of doing whatever the heck I wanted to, and also seeing how that affected me. So I always wanted to make my own money. I wanted to be independent. I wanted to be able to do pretty much anything I wanted. So I kept applying for jobs and kept getting denied, wouldn't get hired anywhere. And I finally found this job on Craigslist that was actually at a strip club. So I became a waitress at the strip club. I worked there on the weekends, waitressing. And I honestly loved it. Like I never felt so accepted and so important in a job before. I felt like people acknowledged me for being beautiful, and I got attention from guys. Like my manager was really cool with me. Like it was just, and I felt like I could just 100% be myself. And of course there was like rules to follow because I was an employee, but I still felt like I had a lot of freedom to just express who I wanted to be, right? So as I was working as a waitress, I didn't make that good of money. I would maybe make like $50 to $100 in tips every night. And I would see how much the dancers were making, and I was like, holy shit, like they're making like $1,000 in a night. Like what am I doing being a waitress? So I ended up going to a different club and auditioning there by myself. I got hired, and my first night, I think I made like $400 or something. And that was like the most money I'd ever made in my whole life. And I was like, wow, this is it. This is incredible. And from then on, I just kept working. I kept making all this money, and it really made me feel like so powerful. Like it made me feel so cool and so like in charge. Like I felt like I could do anything. I had all this money, I felt like I was getting all this attention. Guys wanted me. I felt pretty. I felt like I was given the opportunity to be able to express that like sensual, like feminine side of myself that wasn't necessarily a good thing in society, especially like the way that I was raised, the way I grew up with all this religion and all of these things. In like middle school, when we would go on boat trips with the church, we weren't even allowed to wear two pieces. We had to cover our stomachs Like we could wear like a 2-piece bikini, but we had to wear like a shirt over it because they didn't want the boys, you know, getting ideas. So that was what I came from. So to be able to just prance around in my lingerie and be pretty and have guys like want me and make all this money, I was like, hell yeah, I hit the freaking jackpot. So here we are 7 years later. I never thought I would be that girl that got stuck in the industry. And I say that because I remember when I first started and I would see so many women that were, you know, older with kids, all these things, and nothing wrong with that, but, you know, they were like, oh, I've been dancing for this many years, or I'm, you know, this age. And I was like, oh wow, like I was like 21. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be in this for that long. You know, I'm gonna figure something else out. This is just like something fun to do while I'm young. Why not? You know, I make a lot of money. Like it's fun, but like, you know, I'm better than this. I'll get out. But it's not that easy. It's not that easy. And what I have come to realize is that the things that I want to talk about dancing aren't about like, oh, this is what happens in the club and this is how much money we make and this is the things that we wear and this is how to, you know, how to give a lap dance or whatever, or cool tricks on the pole. Like, yeah, all that stuff is cool, but I want to talk to you guys about like the real life lessons that I have learned through the strip club, because I feel that I've learned more about myself, more about life, and more about God in the strip club than I have in any other thing that I've ever done in my whole life. Anything. And that's the real shit. That is the real shit. So that is really what I want to share with you. And I just want to be honest about like my journey, because it's been rough. It's been a battle, and you know, I'm not perfect. I don't have it figured out, and I don't want to wait until I can sit here and say like, oh, that used to be me. You know, I used to be a stripper, but I'm not anymore. You know, I'm better now. I have been transformed into this new person, right? Like I don't want to wait for that to happen. I want to show you like the process of transforming, the process of being renewed, the process of growth and maturity, and allowing God to really use me in the way that He wants to use me through my story. And just to show you that, you know, you don't have to have it figured out in order to share your story. You don't have to have it figured out in order to inspire those around you, because there's so much beauty in the struggle. There's so much beauty in the process of figuring it out. And, you know, I'm just a regular girl. Like, I am just a regular girl that, you know, battles with the same things that we all battle with here in life. It doesn't matter if I was raised as a Christian. It doesn't matter if I was raised in religion. It doesn't matter if I have God. I still battle with the same things that each and every human battles with on this earth. And I just want to be real and raw and honest about that, because just because you have God, just because you believe in God, it doesn't mean your journey is going to be smooth sailing. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It doesn't mean you won't have hardships. In fact, you will probably have more hardships, because you have to be different than the rest of the world. And that is exactly where I'm at right now. Is although I've been a Christian my whole life and I believed in God my whole life, I don't feel that I've built a relationship with Him until recently. I've really put a lot more effort into building that relationship with Him. And through that, He is transforming me. Through that, He is working through me. He is using me. And I know that, you know, there's a great purpose on my life. There's a great purpose on your life. There's a great purpose on every single person's life. But until you fully believe it and just step out in faith towards whatever you think that purpose is, like, it will never be revealed to you. I feel like the past, I don't even know, 5, 6, 7 years, I've been like, God, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? Like, just when am I ever gonna figure it out? And the key to figuring it out is just stepping out in faith and praying for him to use you in whatever way that is. So here I am, stepping out and just sharing my journey with you. Like I said, I really didn't have a direction for this video. I kind of just wanted to give you a little intro, a little bit of like a foundation for what this channel is going to be about. I definitely am going to be sharing, the things that I've learned in the strip club, the things that I've learned through dancing, just the tough battles that I've faced through this whole journey of mine. I also want to touch on relationships. That's a whole other thing. I was in a very long relationship for pretty much the entirety of the time that I've worked in the strip club, so about 6.5, 7 years. So I definitely want to touch on that. I just want to give you my own life experiences as a way to show you how God is using me, how God is working through me, how having him has been the only thing that's gotten me through a lot of these years, and hopefully inspire you in whatever way that is for you. And yeah, I'm here and I'm ready. I'm ready to share. I'm ready to just speak and just be used in whatever way that God wants to use me. So I hope that this was inspiring to you. I hope you took something from it. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I'm gonna try to start putting them out like once a week. I think that's like a good place to start, and they're mostly probably just gonna be like talking videos like this. So if you have anything in particular that you would like to see a video about, I would love to hear about it in the comments, or if you just have anything to say about this video, please leave it in the comments. I want my channel to be just like an open discussion. I want people to ask questions, debate things. I want to hear opinions. I want to hear thoughts, comments. I want to hear it all, okay? Like, I want this to be an open community. It's not just about me. Like, I'm just here sharing in hopes of inspiring you to also share. So this is about all of us, and hopefully just together we can just all inspire each other, make an impact in this world. And yeah, I hope you all have the most incredible day of your lives, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.